Hello, everybody. I hope.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, hello?
Oh, well, good. You work too. This is awesome. Okay, you should be able to hear everything.
Sweet.
I hope. Yeah, you can hear the game too. Sweet. Everything worked out perfectly. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to Pac-Land.
This is the land of Pac-Man's friends.
I was going to say, these are, you've heard about the good friends of Pac-Man in the Pac-Land, and now we are here. You've made it. We've arrived. This is a world's first race. No one has ever raced the 8-trip whole dang game category, ever.
Admittedly, we are the only two runners of this category right now.
The entire speedrun community is here.
Yeah, just let you know, you could be the third, or perhaps second or first if you try very, very hard and are very, very clever.
That's an exciting prospect, and I think that's a something that everyone in chat should follow up with, because
yeah,
it's kind of like the game. It's like the best speedrun and the purest speedrun ever made, I think.
It's also pure evil.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You will see that because the world record, which I just set yesterday, has 2 game overs in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how evil this is.
And 2 game overs is good. Like, that's what we should aim for, is 2.
Yeah, it's like, normally it's like 3 to 5.
And what's even better is every time you game over, I should reset my console so the leaderboard is reset.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
Because you don't want to fill up the leaderboard ahead of time, because you could theoretically just keep doing runs that get over 30,000 points and fill up the leaderboard, so when you game over, it goes immediately to the continue screen, which theoretically would be, I don't want to call it cheating, but it's, not the way it goes. And
it would be unfair 10-second gains of time that you don't,
Yeah, it really is 10 seconds too.
Yep.
And Miss Pac-Man is not censored out in this game. This is the TurboGrafx version.
Yes, we have prepared statements for Miss Pac-Man, and I'm not allowed to read mine because it makes assertions about her or assertions about her that maybe are not legally cleared.
I was not prepared for statements, but, if you feel like reading them, go for it. We should get going with this race, because we are finally back on schedule, so...
All right, sweet. Whenever you're ready, I can start and start my timer.
So we're going to go to the trip number screen to start us out, and I will count us in at 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Let us go. So welcome to Pac-Land, everybody. This is a game where you run to the right, but sometimes you run to the left.
Very rarely. Like 1 in 4 times.
I would say quantifiably 1 in 4 times you run to the left.
Yeah, that's actually true. So this was a 3-button arcade game back in the day of 1982. And it plays like that. It plays before platformers had modern standardized controls. Yeah,
so basically 1 button runs to the left, 1 button runs to the right, and 1 button jumps. Because, this predates Super Mario Brothers. This was the genesis of the 2D platformer.
So furthermore, and I want to call this out because that's why we're running this on TurboGrafx 16, to make Pac-Man run, you have to double tap left or right, and to make him run even faster, you have to mash it, which is a way to get repetitive stress injuries after about 11 minutes, or, in our case, 26 or 40. But that's why we're running on TurboGrafx 16, right, Kat?
Oh, yes, because the TurboGrafx 16 is the correct console. Not to just, condemn every other console, but it includes Turbo as part of the console. So you don't have to mash the button as fast as you can. You can just hold it, and everything's fine. Everything is beautiful, honestly.
Sort of. So, also this means that Pac-Man's controls are a little inconsistent. You might see some stutter steps when we're landing, but even more so, if I'm adjusting on like a tiny platform, you might occasionally see Pac-Man just go darting off like he's sprinting to death.
Yeah, we're gonna try to tap the button to make Pac-Man just take a small step to the side. Very often he just yeets himself off the ledge as fast as he can.
Yep. It's ideal. It's just ideal not to mess up your landings, because otherwise adjusting makes him want to throw himself off cliffs.
Yeah, landing the landing, well, that's a statement. Landing the landing is important. But really positioning where Pac-Man's going to fall, you've got more control when he's in the air and falling than you do when he's on the ground.
So I assume we're probably both on round 4 at this point.
We are.
So it's a good time to talk about running left and what the benefits are.
Have you talked to your doctor about running left?
So we just visited a ferry and we've got special shoes now, which means we have unlimited jumps. Like, do you have a problem with double jumps? Well, this is not the round for you.
Because we got your double,
in the air.
your quadruple, your triple, your infinite jumps. You can just keep doing it. And you can't just mash the button, although sometimes it works.
Yeah, the rhythm can be a little inconsistent, and there's some platforms that cause it to behave erratically, so you still want to be careful with it, but...
So the game is broken up in 8 trips. The category's original name was called 8 trips, 32 rounds. And so every 4 rounds is 1 trip. So it's 3 to the right. Oh god, that's a bad ghost position.
Yep. You got the blue ghost that was bad as well?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
You could theoretically jump through the blue ghost when he still has red hands, but the little Pac-Man, the little ghost will kill you.
Yeah, you don't trust that ghost.
Yeah, and when the ghost turns yellow, he is a full-on hitbox that'll kill you.
Yep.
So the first, there is a small category of this. So this game does have more runners. It's not just us two, but we're the only ones who run the whole dang game, which is the whole dang game.
Right.
It is the first 4 trips, and it is a really lovely intro to speedrunning Pac-Land. It is a challenging and fun run the whole way through, and it's a satisfying experience.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot more runners than this.
Yeah, like the 4 trips, if this looks interesting, but you're not sure when we get into the later rounds, just run 4 trips and enjoy yourself.
I have seen Lat Mackey, who I believe I saw in chat there, try to run 8, and Lat doesn't swear until he runs 8 trips.
Yeah.
No, come on, Satan.
Oh, yep, and the waves that pop up from the ground, we nickname those Satan because they will drag you to you-know-where.
I've been getting some pretty cool in-practice manipulations of Satan to getting yeeted up a side. And
yes. That's really good when you can have that happen. Especially if you mash jump when you're caught by it, you can kind of bounce out in some interesting ways if you're lucky.
Yeah, it takes some effort though. And
yeah, it takes some effort.
Luck.
It can be luck, and sometimes it feels like fortunate timing. Depends on how good we feel about how we did with that.
Yeah, if you're dead center of Satan, you're just done. You're done.
Yeah, exactly.
If there is and this is rare and almost impossible to time on purpose, if there's a ghost below you as Satan is pulling you down, you'll just land on the ghost and stick there, which is neat.
Yep.
But good luck doing that on purpose.
Exactly. I've not gotten that to work on purpose with the ghost. It's only been platforms I've been able to bonk off of occasionally.
Yeah. One death ain't bad so far.
And yes, once again, another left run.
Weird, it's like these keep happening every 4 trips, or every 4 rounds.
And now we could have a cup of coffee, or tea if you prefer, and hang out with Fortnite Bush.
Lovingly named Fortnite Bush. And yes, this is Miss Pac-Man is here, and Baby Pac. There's no Pac-Mom here today.
I honestly have no comment on the licensing issues with that, but I will say there is lore you can think about if you look at what's going on in this game. I won't bring it up here, but it does involve divorces and custody of children.
The deep lore of Pac-Land.
Yep.
These are no longer the friends of Pac-Man.
No.
Getting weird ghost patterns in 9.
Oh yeah, 9 and 10 can be really mean, and you're going to start seeing this more often as we go further in rounds. Some patterns are just going to kill you if you don't respect them and just back away.
And there's small amounts of consistency in this game, but most of the time you just need to react to the patterns the ghosts give you. There's no if you do this every time, the game's going to work exactly the same every time.
Yeah, there's maybe 1 or 2 ghosts that will react consistently for stuff, but very rarely is that true.
And I used to have a theory that the blue ghost dips farther in the plane and the red ghost dips a little bit, and the purple one barely dips, but nope, I'm all wrong. It's just they feel like doing what they're doing.
So I do have a theory about that blue ghost dipping in a plane further, but it's if you're low to the ground when you encounter it for the first time on screen. If you're mid or high, it doesn't dip as much. It's really, really a pain in the butt to deal with, and you'll see that maybe in round 32.
All right, so 11 is one of my favorite rounds because you get to do some really neat tech with it.
Yeah. And this is where I think you're going to shine more than me. You've got those log jumps down really well.
So,
but it's also worth mentioning like the high jumps. I think you're about to bring that up.
Yeah, like when you're running, if you aren't running for long enough, you'll only do like this little kind of half jump. And you need at least a few seconds of, not a few seconds, that's really too long, like a full, what would you say, like half second of running to actually get the full jump?
Yeah, it's a half second. I think of it like 3 steps.
Oh, 3 steps might be good. That's quantifiable instead of just, it was a little bit.
I mean, it's animation from 82. I don't know if it's really that quantifiable, but in my head, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And so that's when we start we discussed earlier about like landing in the right spot. There's these stone pillars in that stage, and you just want to land on the left side so you have the room to get the high jump off of. Otherwise, you'll just kind of yeet yourself into the cloud in front of you and die.
And if you mess up that landing, and land on the right, trying to adjust to the left can be fun with turbo.
Oh yes.
So don't do it.
A lot of times I just jump onto the cloud at that point, which is also terrifying with turbo, because you can run past the cloud.
Yeah, you can run past the cloud. The cloud's detection is not as good. And I'm getting some real mean patterns in 13.
Yeah, I just had some spicy dodges.
Yep. Oh, jeez. There's my first death.
The water is at my back. Part of me was like, should I slow down a little bit? Because you can get a cycle on the water, so it's always pushing the opposite way, but it involves slowing down a bunch.
Yep, I'm just gonna eat the pellet and take this.
Hey, safety, safety. Theoretically, the pellet is slower, but also you just gotta get through the stage.
Yeah, and sometimes you get patterns that you just want to grab the pellet and progress. And there's 2 big stages for that. I think it's 22 and 31.
Is that the one in the air, usually?
Yeah, I think. I'll address them when I see them.
Oh, and 31 is the water stage where you want to get those high jumps.
Yes, exactly. You want to get those high jumps to get past as much of that stage as possible without interference before you get to the plains. Which, we'll bring that up because 31 is very hard to get through without losing life.
Yeah, 31 is the Widowmaker of the game. Like, you'll see it. It's hell on Pac-Land, if you will.
And we're playing this up because you're probably looking at these first few rounds, you're like, this isn't so bad, I can run this. Oh, strap in.
Spicy Satan dodge, let's go.
Nice.
Sorry if y'all are just hearing my buttons on my control. Okay, that was too spicy.
I'm not hearing them, so I doubt they are.
Sweet. That was a little bit too spicy where I yeeted past Satan and dumped myself in the water.
Oh, that is very common on these stages too, especially because the jumps on these platforms especially are inconsistent.
And you can pick up the little sailboat to make more platforms, but it's not as helpful as you think.
Especially later on.
Oh, and just reversing back to the pellet, like when you pick it up, any ghost you touch will freeze you. As well, it stops your time from counting down, and that's kind of the bigger offender. I have to concentrate for that jump.
That's usually 2 to 3 seconds of time loss on top of whatever, you did from dying probably to get that pellet.
Yeah. Dying itself is like speedrunning 101. Dying is probably not the plan to go fast. Sometimes.
Yeah, dying is like a 4-second loss in this game. Game overs are like 30 to 40 seconds, depending on whether you got a high score. And then the only thing worse than that is getting trapped in a ghost house, which we haven't really addressed because they're dead easy right now.
Oh yeah, the last ghost house, the last 2, I think.
Yeah.
Or when I usually just try to jump through the wall, which I've been getting consistent, but I know I'm not going to do it because it's a race now.
Yeah. So we both hit 16 now. You're a little bit ahead of me, I can see.
Yeah.
But this is where the real starts.
Oh yeah. So after the first... Thanks, Ghost. Yep, here we go.
Yep, exactly.
He's just in the way, and you can theoretically do something about that, but not really.
It requires air control. Like, you actually have to dip in the air. And sometimes even then, it's not enough because that UFO can just be in the way of any possible dip you could have.
And the way the air jumps work, you want to be mashing the button, and that'll keep you floating. Since we have turbo, you can just hold it. but you can't just jump and hold the button. You need to match the button. And it's the move button, not the jump button.
Right.
All right, back to 18, the scarier one with ledges.
Yep. The scariest out there are going to be 22 and 26 when you see them.
Oof. Those are the ones where you can move up.
Yep.
Okay.
But this is a taste of those. An amuse-bouche, if you will.
The mild spice version.
Yes, exactly. I don't want the spiciest Pac-Man. Can I just have a little taste? And they say sure, and just give you this.
Fire sauce seems a little... What's below fire sauce in Taco Bell? I don't actually know.
I don't know. I don't use sauces at Taco Bell.
Fair enough. That's not the right way, Pac-Man. Well, my 19 maze is going swimmingly.
Oh, yeah. So I've memorized the ghost mazes. So if you want to see... I don't mean to brag or anything, but if you want to see...
Go for it.
I think the perfect pattern is... I've had to memorize these because these can be a pain. If you get them wrong, you get them wrong.
Well, I've jumped through a wall now.
Yeah. And I just jump up to get 2 keys for the second section. And then from there, I don't need any more keys, but I will be grabbing one just because it's in the way. And then you gotta do a late jump here, get over that ghost, and you're home free.
Yeah, the ghosts in the hallways are really, really, really vicious. Oh, nope, I don't want to open that.
Yeah, the jumping is incredibly challenging. Well, that's absolutely right. And it's not, again, depending on what platforms you are, the consistency varies.
I died in there, so you definitely passed me on that one. I did a wall clip.
And now we're on round 20, which I like to call Ghosts on Strike. The Ghost Union is on strike. They're negotiating right now. We have 2 ghosts that are, I will leave the terminology to you because I don't know if that's appropriate to call them this on stream. But they'll show up later, and they're going to be completely ineffective in all likelihood. So we're just running.
I ran into one in my last practice run. It was great.
Yeah, no, they can occasionally be very effective, but it's like 20% of the time.
Yeah, they're just not present.
Yep.
And you can try to get some fruit here, get some points if you want. And like points are actually helpful in the speedrun because you get lives, and the more lives you have, the less likely you are to hit game over.
Exactly. Like 30,000 and 100,000, I think, are the 2 live points.
I think so.
Also, as I spoke up, one of the villain ghosts did indeed go at me.
I saw one as well.
So they heard me, and they did not care for it.
And as well, if you are trying to point farm, you can jump at the end of the stage, and how close you are to the ground determines how many points you get. The most points you can get is 7650.
That is extremely hard to get for the record.
Yes.
Usually you get 1,000 if you're really good.
I could get it. Like 21 town is being mean.
Yeah, 21 you have to basically beat the fire hydrants no matter what. And if you spawn in a fire hydrant's right there, you just need to back off and let it do its thing, because those water spouts that shove out, and they will force Pac-Man to basically uncontrollably move a direction, and you are just helpless. So you gotta be super careful with them. They're a pain.
I have demonstrated by dying twice.
Yep, that's normal there. Like, I have done that so many times. It's not uncommon. Oh god, I'd use a cloud for backup.
Yeah, 21 is just vicious. 22 is also vicious. I'm like, probably should just take a dive and get my game over out of the way, but let's just be reckless.
So, 22 is the stage that teaches you to be patient. Because if you try to rush anything in this stage, it will murder you. You just gotta wait for the right patterns and the right openings and just then dive right through.
And there are some small manipulations you could do with where you die. Like if you're in the water section, if you die on the furthest right edge of the water, you'll spawn past the water.
Yep, and that will be very handy in 26. Speaking of hydrants pushing you out of the way, I just got nosedived by one.
Here we go, much better 22. There we go, that's a deathless 22.
Nice. G on that.
Thank you.
Like, I can't stress, I died so many times in 22. That is not easy to do and pull off. And 23, I've found that there is one pink ghost plane that moves right later on in the stage. You want it to be your friend.
Oh, yes.
If it is not your friend, you're taken to death. Work with it.
Be
Ask
friends
it about
with
its
the ghost.
feelings. Ask what its hobbies are.
What's its day? What's its day like?
Yeah. You know, maybe nobody talks to it like that. Also, 24 is where we really get to see the inconsistency of these, like, Satan-level platforms as I bounce over the end of the section.
Oh, come on, Blue Ghost. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's...
That's fine.
That blue ghost is especially mean at how far it dips in a lot of spots.
All it had to do was not.
Yeah, it will follow you all the way to the bottom of the screen if it wants to, and getting around it's like doing a quarter circle pattern or half circle pattern around it, which is not easy with these controls.
Is that just like, you think it's just, oh yeah, just dodge it, but these controls are slippery, they're weird, they're mean, and we're using a turbo button on top of that.
Yep. Well, like Dog Developer says, anything post 16 can go very wrong. Like, you could have a 10-minute loss on any stage if you lose your composure completely, which is very possible.
Oh yes. My second run ever. Where am I? Oh, okay. My second run ever, I was on PB pace and spent 40 minutes on 31.
Mm-hmm. And there's my first game over at 25.
Now you get to enter your name. Don't enter your
I
whole
can
name.
say I'm a good friend of Pac-Man and Pac-Land.
It's hard to imagine anyone losing their composure when playing this game.
It just tests you.
Pac-Man,
Also, fun fact I found about 25 I will call out right now as I'm about to be murdered again. There's a whole section of skulls and cacti. Only the far right skull can actually kill you.
Oh, really?
I've run across all the others.
Neat.
Yeah, so it's a lot more pressure in visuals than it is in actual practice.
Yeah. The skulls are weird. They made them a lot easier to deal with in the TurboGrafx version.
Yeah,
Like, you can jump out of the sand, because it's kind of like quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
In the arcade version, you can't jump out of it. You have to jump over the pit, or jump past the skull.
Yeah, it's very mean.
26.
All right, we're both there.
That is the silliest ghost just happened.
Worse.
And there's a game over.
So I've got a few patterns down here. And a lot of my patterns from here on out are jumping on ghost planes for leverage. And I took an intentional death jumping into the blue ghost there because that's one death you can take that actually is beneficial.
Mm-hmm. It'll teleport you presumably past the water? Is that where you are?
Yep, exactly. It's actually way easier, and I'm gonna game over again here because I didn't get the power pellet like I wanted. That power pellet's also super helpful. You can then ignore the baby ghosts and jump.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, I should have landed on that red ghost. I might die. I might game over again here. This level's vicious. Oh, that's water. Getting past this pack of water on a game over sets up really vicious ghost patterns.
Yep, it sure does.
I think they might be somewhere.
Back to where I was, jumping on, not on ghosts. And yeah, anytime you like take a pattern that's different than what you're used to, it's you are absolutely gonna get a different ghost pattern of planes or UFOs and stuff, and it throws off your rhythm sometimes.
Oh yes. I'm in 27 with no lives, so I don't have many memories about 27. It's the one where there's the car in the dark. There it is.
Yeah, 27's a lot like 10 in that it's just a gut check of random patterns it will throw at you of anything. And you just gotta be patient, because there will be some patterns you cannot jump through or handle. And you just gotta back off and...
Yeah, that double-decker car, never fun.
Yeah, you really want to make sure that when you're tackling that. Also, you want to be careful at the very end because I have soft locked at the exit door if I die right where it is.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Whoa.
Like,
incredible.
Yeah, there I didn't, thankfully, but if you die right at the point of exit.
I feel like I'm going to regret just running for it on 28 with no lives, but...
Oh, 28 is fun because it is the Pogo Stick Emporium's having a fire sale. All Pogo Sticks 90% off. Come get your freaking Pogo Sticks, Ghost. Get in your planes and fly on over to the Pogo Stick Emporium.
There's also the one that, like, screen scrolls, which I really love.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is... I'm having one with the way these ghosts are handling right now.
Trip 8, y'all. Yeah, that was a 1-up just before I ate it. So I'm gonna die here. I'm not doing 29 without lives. Although 29...
I died 200 points away from a 1-up.
Oh my god. That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, game overing during 29 is a good call. Mm-hmm. Although you want to one-shot 29.
Yeah, not one-shotting 29 is a disaster.
Yeah, you need to ride the plane all the way across the lake, or you're going to what we call penalty islands. And you need to then jump across a bunch of cloud platforms that are just evil.
And keep in mind, this is the intended route through the level.
Yes.
What I'm doing here. Like, you're supposed to ride a cloud across. Now, the thing is, you see these cloud platforms that are moving up and down? If one moves through you, oh god.
Yeah, they take precedence over the planes.
Yep, and they will pull you down into the cloud, or into the plane hitbox.
Yep. So ideally you want to ride the yellow plane across and just be very careful about those platforms.
Well, penalty islands, let's go.
You get past at least one?
Yeah, I'm on the second one.
Cool, that's good at least. Oh, I'm on the first. This is not my best run.
Getting, so the first one especially, just getting your run started from that island is absurdly difficult. Like, it is almost impossible to get on to the second cloud, let alone past it.
Right.
The second island, you have a bit more of an advantage.
The planes are a little bit nicer, but there's still the RNG situation where the clouds will sometimes lift straight up into the planes you're trying to avoid.
Oh my god. The ghost house is murdering me now. That's not what I expected today.
Oh yeah, it can be painful. I am really having a bad one here at 29.
I just did a clip I've never seen before.
Yeah, you can do clips there that are real nice and dandy. Some are very scary because they will soft lock you into rooms.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to wait a minute to get timed out. And that's not really a soft lock, I understand, but still.
It's misery.
Okay, now I'm heading into 30, so let's see how this goes. You're about halfway through it, I see.
I think I skipped a key. I did skip a key.
Yeah, you need at least one key to exit.
Okay, I'll get that. I did a clip I've never seen before, and I know you'll eventually go rewatch this. It's going to be real neat. I am excited for you to see it.
I'm wondering if it's one I got during practice, because, yeah.
I clipped into the soft lock room.
Oh, thank goodness I killed myself where I stayed in there.
Nice.
Because I accidentally did the clip. When you don't get the door, like, up above, in the first key section you might see me going through, you need to do neutral jumps to get over ghosts. If you don't do neutral jumps, you will fall into that room. But ideally, you'll just land on the platform and not have to worry about that. And then you're just running through traffic.
Try to do 31 with no lives.
31 no lives. Yeah, that does not work out.
31 is the Widowmaker of the game. This game will make it. This level makes it or breaks it.
Yep. That is absolutely the make or break. I'm heading into 31 as we speak. Just jump out of the ghost house.
And that's one of the two pellets that we try to get. And you can see I can jump very high now.
Yep. And that skips you past a lot of really mean stuff that does not benefit you and kind of gets you right into stuff that does benefit you, which is planes. And you want to get to the top level and you want to ride those planes as much as you can.
I'm right at the end here and kind of hacking up.
Yeah, that happens.
Timeout, Ghost, go away. Oh, that might be a new strat.
I'm gonna eat. Oh, heck. And also wrapping around a platform above to get to the top can be inconsistent. Again, turbo.
Yeah, trying to do, what do they call it? Like U-jumps or like...
Yeah.
I don't remember what they call them generally, but they are unbelievably difficult.
Yep, exactly.
So this is 32. 32 is basically you only fly. There's no reason to worry about lives in 32. All you have to do is one-shot it. There are no checkpoints in it.
Yep, it is Flappy Bird. Pac-Man found Flappy Bird before Flappy Bird found Flappy Bird.
Oh my god, you're making me want to get like an endless game of Pac-Man just flying in the sky.
It should be a thing. I don't know why it isn't.
Okay, that's time. 28:30.
Nice, GG.
Thank you.
I am working my way through 32 and slowly stressing out here. Because you have to be super patient. And I'm at the check mark, and that's time.
GG.
28:51.
Nice. That was a PB for me by 2 seconds.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. You know what we just did? A
What's
race.
that? A
with
race?
2 sub-30s.
Two sub 29s.
Yeah.
Like, let's take that extra minute off. That was incredible.
30 used to be like the line of like, we just got to get this run under 30. Like, we got to get there. And like, marathon runs under 30. That's unheard of. That's amazing.
And I know we can do this again, anywhere, anytime.
Oh, yes.
I gotta get the run back now.
I'd be willing to submit it to whatever you want. Let's go.
Heck yes, let's go.
So Trace, was it yesterday? Just set the world record at like 26 and change.
Yeah, 26:24 is now the new world record, and I know we can go shorter than that. Like, we could go under 25 if we were really, really good. That'll never happen, but...
Maybe one day, but I don't think so. Dog Developer is calling for, since we had a 40-minute estimate, 31 Pro. Do you know how to level select?
Yes, I can level select. I've actually got a save state for that.
Oh, even better.
Let's see. Do I have it here? I do. Yeah, let's do 31 Pro.
All right. I'm sitting at skip to 31 Pro. You say go when you're ready.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me actually get back and not jump the gun here. Okay.
So Pro mode is what you unlock when you beat the game, and it's way harder. So 31 Pro, probably not meant for humans. Say go when you're ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. We're only giving this one shot, and if one of us beats it, wow, I will be shocked. Oh,
It's not happening. You're already seeing everything that's wrong with the idea of Pac-Land Pro as a run.
Yeah, I thought about it.
No, you shouldn't. Don't think about it. It is not for humans. This is not made for humans.
It is extremely not made for humans. And I can't stop thinking about it sometimes.
It's like, imagine 29 with the planes and how fast they move.
I didn't even try.
You have to ride a plane across, and yet they move at light speed.
That might be
Chuck
fun.
Yeager will carry you across this lake. Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier for the kids in the chat.
Thank you for the under 30 crowd.
Oh.
Second plane is at Pac-Man. Yep, that's my
Yep, that's
my 31.
I did start with extra lives compared to you because this is from a training
I should
save
have.
state. And I've got one more life in me. And no, Pac-Man has chosen death. Pac-Man just can't.
I don't know if Pac-Man made a choice there.
Game over.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you cannot go above the screen with mashing, no. I hope you really enjoyed Pac-Land, the whole dang game, the greatest speedrun in the universe, with the entire speedrun community here of the whole dang game.
Indeed.
If you liked what you saw, hey, consider following our channels. We both stream pretty often.
I stream Pac-Land. If you want to see more of this in like a good speedrun context with detailed splits and everything, I've got you settled. I've got you covered.
Trace, PeaceEgg, he devotes days to Pac-Land. I don't speedrun much on my channel, so if you really want to see Pac-Land, like, Trace is probably the place to go.
But yeah, just follow both of us, regardless.
It's a good time. And with that, we'll let you get back. There's Dungeon Explorer coming up next, Princess %, which is the best %. Princess is the best character, IMHO. But thank you so much for watching, y'all. And Trace, if you have any closing remarks, all you.
Nope, just enjoy the rest of Retrothon and see us again on Thursday for another race, this time Venture, ColecoVision versus Intellivision.
I'm very excited for that.
Me too.
Okay, so long, y'all.